morning, students, and welcome back. Hope you all are fine and safe. Today we are going to study Science 2, lesson number 6, Animal Classification. In that, we will study history of animal classification, new method system of animal classification, and kingdom Animalia. Classification means to characterize things according to their similarities. Students, why do we study animal classification? We study them because we can understand it more clearly and to save our time. Now let's complete the following chart of classification of living organisms. Living organisms are divided into prokaryotes and eukaryotes. Prokaryotes are unicellular organisms in which nuclear membrane is not well defined. Example, bacteria. And eukaryotes in which both unicellular and multicellular organisms are there with well defined nuclear membrane. Kingdom Monera is grouped under prokaryotes which include bacteria in it. Second kingdom, Protista, is grouped under unicellular organism under eukaryotes which have well defined nuclear membrane. Example, Paramecium and amoeba. Multicellular organisms are further divided into two groups, that is organism with cell wall, organism without cell wall. Organism with cell wall is divided in two groups, that is autotrophs and heterotrophs. Third kingdom, kingdom Plantae, is grouped under autotrophs which can prepare their own food. Fourth kingdom, fungi, is grouped under heterotrophs organism which are with cell wall as well as they depend on others for their nourishment. Example, mushroom. Fifth kingdom is kingdom Animalia, which is grouped under organism without cell wall, which we are going to study in details in this lesson. Students, can you recall how plants are classified? The plants are classified according to the following bases: presence or absence of the organs, presence or absence of conducting tissue for the conduction of food and water, presence and absence of seeds in plants, whether seeds are enclosed in fruit or not, number of cotyledons in seed, 1 or 2. You must be looking varieties of animals around you. Some animals are too small, whereas some animals are too big. Some animals live on land, that is terrestrial animal, whereas some animals are aquatic. Some animals will crawl, for example snake, because they don't have their legs, while some animals will swim in water, for example fish, because they have fins and tails to swim easily in water, whereas some flies in air, for example birds, because they have special adaptation, that is wings to fly. Some animals have scales on the skin. Scales are outer protective covering of the body. These scales are also called as exoskeleton. Exo means outside, skeleton means protective covering. Some have feathers like birds. Some have hairs on the body like mammals. Student, do you know, according to recent studies, estimate number of animal species on the earth is approximately 7 millions. 7 millions means 70 lakhs. It is impossible to study each and every species. However, if group and subgroup of animals are formed depending upon similarities and differences, it will make it very easy to study such vast variety of animals. For example, if we study characteristics of bird. Then we will understand characteristics of all the birds. So we have to make a group of animals to understand each animal's characteristic. How do we define animal classification? Grouping of animals into groups and subgroups based on their similarities and differences is called animal classification. What are benefits of animal classification? Study of animals become convenient. Study of few animals from a group help to understand about their entire groups. It gives idea about animal evolution. Animals can be easily identified with great accuracy. It helps to understand the relationship of animals with other living organisms. It helps to understand the habitat of each animal and its exact role in the nature. It helps to understand various adaptation shown by animals. Let's see traditional method of classification. It is divided into two groups, non-chordates and chordates. In non-chordate, notochord is absent and in chordates, notochord is present. Now, what is notochord? It is rod-like structure that supports the body. As you can see in the diagram, notochord is present in embryo. When this embryo grows into child, this notochord is converted into backbone, that is vertebral column. So, notochord is nothing but a rod-like structure that supports the body. If we don't have notochord, then we can't stand straight. Now we will talk about nerve cord. That is the major cord of nerve fibers running the length of an animal body. In the given diagram of embryo, the blue color on the back, it is nerve cord. That is the major cord of nerve fiber running the length of an animal body. This nerve cord is made up of nerve fiber, that is neurons. When this embryo will grow bigger in child, this nerve cord will convert into brain and spinal cord, which helps to coordinate and control the movement of body. Nerve cord may be present in non-chordates. If it is present, it is paired to and it is solid in nature and it is present on ventral side, that is in front position. In chordates, nerve cord is always present. It is single, hollow and present on dorsal side, that is on back side. In non-chordate, gill slits are absent and in chordates, gill slits are present. For example, fishes have gills. Also in embryo of human, gills slits are present. When the embryo grows into child, gill slits is converted into lungs for respiration. In non-chordates, if heart is present, it is present on dorsal side, that is on back side. In chordates, heart is present on the ventral side, that is in front. These are some characteristics of traditional method of animal classification. There are 10 groups called as phyla. Singular, phylum, plural, phyla. We have to remember these 10 phyla in sequence. First one, protozoa. All unicellular organisms like amoeba, paramecium come in protozoa, which you have already studied in previous class. Second one, porifera. Third one, coelenterata. Fourth one, platyhelminthes. Fifth one, aschelminthes. Sixth one, annelida. Seventh one, arthropoda. Eighth one, mollusca. Ninth one, echinodermata. 10th one, hemichordata. In chordate, there is only one phylum, that is chordata. In phylum Chordata, there are 3 subphylum, That is, first one Urochordata, second one Cephalochordata, and third one Vertebrata. Vertebrata is also called as Craniata. These subphylum Vertebrata also consist of 6 classes. That is, more subgroup to which we call class. First one Cyclostomata, second one Piscis, that is fishes, third one Amphibia, that is frogs, fourth one Reptilia, example snakes, fifth one is, that is birds, and last sixth one Mammalia, example human beings. Now let's study about criteria for 5 kingdom system of classification. The traditional system of animal classification have 2 kingdoms, that is chordate and non-chordates. Nowadays, a new system of animal classification called 5 kingdom classification. It is proposed by scientist Robert Whittaker in 1969. It includes kingdom Monera, kingdom Protista, kingdom Fungi, kingdom Plantae, and kingdom Animalia. This system of classification are made on the basis of criteria such as body organization, body symmetry, body cavity, germinal layer, body segmentation, etc. Body organization, it suggests how the organism body is formed. In unicellular organism, amoeba and paramecium, all functions are performed by same cells, and so the body organization of unicellular organism have protoplasmic grade organization. There are some multicellular organisms such as sponges. There is just aggregation of cells on it. No tissues or cellular coordination exist. Such animals are said to have cellular grade organization. In some multicellular organisms such as jellyfish, there are separate tissues to perform various body functions. There is well established coordination between these cells. They shows cell tissue grade organization. In some multicellular organisms such as planaria, tissues are organized to form some organs. However, complete organ system is not present. Such organization is tissue organ grade organization. All other multicellular animals like human, frog, etc. have decided organs for performing specific functions. Therefore, they shows organ system grade organization. Body symmetry. When an animal appears similar from both sides of an imaginary axis, then we say that it has symmetrical body. For example, in humans, cows and similar animals, there is one plane of symmetry. Such animals are said to have bilateral symmetry. In starfish, coral, polyp, there can be multiple plane symmetry passing through the center axis. Such animals are said to have radial symmetry. Other animals such as amoeba, paramecium, sponges does not have symmetrical body. These are said to have asymmetrical body. Next is germ layers. The germ layers develop early in embryonic life. The germ layer give rise to different tissue in the body. In many multicellular organisms, there are 3 layers, that is ectoderm, endoderm and mesoderm. Such animals are said to be triploblastic. In other animals, there are only 2 germ layers, the ectoderm and the endoderm. Such animals are called as diploblastic. Next is body cavity. The fluid filled space between the body wall and the gut wall is called as body cavity or coelom. Animals having true body cavity lined by mesoderm from all sides are called eucoelomate. For example, annelids, mollusca, Arthropoda, Echinodermata, and Chordata are examples of eucoelomate. Animals which have cavity, however, gut wall is not lined by mesoderm, then animals are pseudocoelomate. For example, Aschelminthes. Animals in which cavity is absent are acoelomate. For example, Porifera, Cnidaria, Platyhelminthes, etc. Next, let's see body segmentation. If it is possible to divide the animal body into series of repetitive segments, such animal is said to have segmented body. For example, annelids like earthworm. As we know, 10 phylum of kingdom Animalia, that is Porifera, Coelenterata, Platyhelminthes, Aschelminthes, Annelida, Arthropoda, Mollusca, Echinodermata, Hemichordata, Chordata. Today we will study first four among this. Before learning any phylum, we should always remember some common characters for this phylum. That is, body forms, how the animal looks like. Second, habit and habitat, where it lives. Third, symmetry, bilateral, radial or asymmetrical. Fourth, body cavity, that is coelom, whether they have false body cavity, that is pseudocoelomate, no body cavity, that is acoelomate, and true body cavity, that is eucoelomate. Fifth one is germ layer. Whether endoderm and ectoderm is present, then it is called as diploblastic. If mesoderm, endoderm and ectoderm all three are present, then it is called as triploblastic. Sixth one, reproduction. Whether the animal reproduce sexually or asexually or by both method. Seventh one, segmentation. Whether the body is divided into equal parts. Last, eighth one, specific character of that phylum. Let us study first phylum, that is phylum Porifera. First we will talk about body form. These are the animals with most simple body design. They appear tube-like structure. They are called sponges. There are numerous pores on the body called ostia. At the free end, there are large opening called oscula. If it is single, osculum, and if it is plural, oscula. Now we will study about its habitat. They are aquatic animals, mostly marine, but few are found in fresh water. Body is mostly asymmetrical. We cannot divide into equal parts. They have special cell which help to transport water through the body called collar cells. Collar cell consists of hair type of structure called flagellum, helps to circulate the water in it. Therefore, water is taken through ostria and given out through oscula. Small organism which come through water in ostia, sponges feed on them and the nutrient is taken in through water. It reproduces by both asexually and sexually. Asexual reproduction is done by budding. It also reproduces sexually by formation of gametes. These animals are attached to the substratum. Substratum means base and hence they cannot locomote. Locomote means move. The animals which cannot move from one place to another is called sedentary animals. Their body is covered with fibers called sponging fibers and spicules. Sponging fibers are made up of proteins with which the body is made up of, and spicules are made up of calcium carbonate or silica. They have capacity of regeneration, example Cycon, Euspongia, Euspongia is also called as bath sponge because in olden time it was used for removing dead skins. Next is Hyloneema, Eupalectella and Spongilla. Now let's study about second phylum, that is Coelenterata or Cnidaria. First we will talk about its body formation. Its body is either cylindrical or its body is like umbrella shape. Cylindrical form animals are called as polyps and umbrella shaped organism is called medusa. Now let's study about its habitat. It is found mostly in seawater, whereas very few are found in fresh water. Their body is radial symmetry. It has two germ layer. Hence, they are called as diploblastic. Mouth is surrounded by tentacles. These tentacles are poisonous and it helps to catch prey, that is small fishes, for food. Tentacles have special cell called nidoblast. Nidoblast consists of poison which is used to inject poison into the body of prey. These tentacles are also used for defense. Example: Hydra, sea anemone, Physalia, Portuguese man of war. These ball type of structure will help Physalia to float. There are many tentacles below bladder. These tentacles are very poisonous. If man capture in the tentacles, it also can die. It is therefore also known as man of war. Next example, coral. Now let's study next phylum, that is Platyhelminthes. Now let's study about its body form. They have thin and leafy like or ribbon like flat body. Therefore they are called as flatworm. Platy means flat and mynthesis means worm. Most of them are endoparasite. Endoparasite means organism present inside the body which absorbs the nourishment in the body. As you can see in these diagrams, this organism is present in intestine, but some of them are free living and are found in water. Body cavity is absent, so they are called as acoelomate. They shows bilateral symmetry. They are triploblastic in nature. That is, body is made up of three germ layer. They are bisexual. It means both male and female gametes are found in same organism and they are also called as hermaphrodite. Student, always remember Porifera, Cnidaria and Platyhelminthes, they all are hermaphrodite. Example, tapeworm. They are present in intestine. Planaria, it is free living organism. Liver fluke. During infection, it sticks on liver and sucks the blood. Now let's study next phylum, Aschelminthes. Body is long, thin thread-like and cylindrical. They are also called as roundworm. They are free living, but some are endoparasite. As you can see in this diagram, it is in intestine of animal which have roundworm in it. Intestinal infection can cause by these roundworm. Free living worms are aquatic or terrestrial. Body is triploblastic, that is, body is made up of three germ layer: endoderm, mesoderm and ectoderm. Students, always remember, now from phylum Aschelminthes to last, all are triploblastic. Common point in all: body has false cavity, pseudocoelom. Always remember, only Aschelminthes has pseudocoelom, that is false body cavity, among all 10 phylum. Body is unsegmented. Body is covered with thick cuticle. If Aschelminthes is present in intestine, the digestive juice cannot digest these outer layer of worm, as it is tough layer, so it is called thick cuticle. Cuticle means skin. They are unisexual, means male and female is different. Example, ascaris. These ascaris cause infection in intestine by contaminated food. Another example is filaria worm, which is commonly known as elephantiasis. It is very common in Africa region. It is caused by bite of mosquito. It damages the lymphatic system, which produce lymph, and due to that lymph there is swelling in muscle cells. Another example is loa loa, conjunctivi. It causes infection in eye. It is also common in Africa. It is spread through the bite of mango fly. It consists of larva of loa loa, which is slowly cause infection in eyes. Hope you all understood the topic. Today we have studied history of animal classification, new method system of animal classification, and first 4 phylum of kingdom Animalia, that is Porifera, Cnidaria, Platyhelminthes and Aschelminthes. Thank you. Stay home, stay safe.